Tonight, we're delving into one of the most outrageous and secretive decisions to emerge from Keir Starmer's Labour Party, a move that threatens British taxpayers, our national security, and even our global standing. Let's start with the basics. Keir Starmer promised us a government of transparency and accountability, but instead we're witnessing a backroom deal of epic proportions. At the heart of this betrayal lies the Chagos Islands, a British overseas territory and home to the Diego Garcia Naval Base, one of the most strategically important military installations in the world. In October, Labour finalised an agreement to hand over these islands to Mauritius, a country with no genuine claim to the territory. For context, the only connection Mauritius has to the Chagos Islands is that in 1968, displaced Chagosians were relocated there when Britain took control. Yet here we are, surrendering crucial land under a cloak of secrecy. And here's where it gets even worse. The new Mauritian administration, elected after a landslide victory last month, has scrapped the previous government's deal with the UK. Now, they're demanding a staggering £800 million a year from British taxpayers to secure a 99-year lease on Diego Garcia. Let me say that again, £800 million a year, plus billions more in reparations. Let's hear what Isabel Oakeshott, an experienced British political journalist, had to say on the matter.
Should we start with the Chagos Islands? I know you've been tweeting about that.
Yeah, please, let's start with that. I've just actually had a message from a former Special Forces veteran who is absolutely hopping mad about this. Let's just be really straightforward about what's happened here. The UK government, the Labour administration, has just given away vital parts of British overseas territories without any vote in the Commons, without any discussion with MPs, without giving any of our democratically elected representatives a say in the matter. They've given away islands which are of vital strategic importance to the UK and to our allies. And not only that, they have given them away to an ally of the Chinese. And to add insult to double injury, they're now going to make us, the British taxpayer, pay for it.
At a time when pensioners in this country are freezing to death because they can't afford heating, when public services are being cut, and when families are being squeezed on all sides, Labour's secretive deal is an insult to every British taxpayer. But it doesn't stop there. This isn't just about money, it's about our national security. Diego Garcia is critical for both the United Kingdom and the United States, acting as a key military base in the Indian Ocean. With the rise of China and India as global powers, this base is more important than ever. And yet Labour is playing a dangerous game, jeopardising not only our own security, but also our alliance with the US.
The United Kingdom gave America permission to build our military base here.
As revealed by the Sunday Times, this deal has already caused tensions between Britain and America. While we negotiate with Mauritius for billions of pounds, the US is watching closely, worried that their interests and the stability of the region are being put at risk. But why hasn't this story been shouted from the rooftops? Why is it only now, thanks to investigative journalism, that we're learning the full scale of this betrayal? For months, the cost of this deal has been kept secret. Only now do we learn it could total up to £79 billion over the next century. That's £79 billion of your money being handed to a country that has never even owned these islands. And for what? To appease the International Court of Justice? ICJ? Let's be clear, the ICJ's ruling against Britain's sovereignty over the Chagos Islands is non-binding. Other nations have ignored similar rulings before. So why doesn't Keir Starmer stand up for Britain and do the same? Instead of standing firm, Starmer and his team appear more interested in appeasing international bodies and virtue signalling on the global stage. It's been reported that Starmer himself prefers Davos to Westminster. Hardly surprising when you consider his willingness to give away billions abroad while neglecting issues at home.
You are a busy man and we're going to let you go. You've got a lot to do, but we'll end on a quick fire because obviously we wouldn't be a podcast without a quick fire. So let us just ask you quickly. You have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
Why?
Because Westminster is too constrained, and it's closed, and we're not having meaning. Once you get out of Westminster, whether it's Davos or anywhere else, you actually engage with people that you can see working with in the future. Westminster is just a tribal shouting place.
And let's not forget the optics. Mauritius has mocked Britain throughout these negotiations, calling us out for quibbling over £800 million. If Labour truly cared about the people of this country, Starmer would have backed away from this deal the moment the new Mauritian government changed the terms. But no, instead, he's pressing forward with a deal that benefits no one but a foreign government. Even worse, this move sets a dangerous precedent. If Mauritius can extort billions from us over Diego Garcia, what's to stop other nations from demanding similar payouts for military bases around the world? This deal doesn't just betray Britain, it's a slap in the face to our closest allies. The United States relies heavily on Diego Garcia for its operations in the Indian Ocean. If we fail to secure this base, who steps in? China. The thought alone should make us pause. There's also another layer to this. Diego Garcia isn't just a military base, it's home to undersea cables and intelligence operations that are vital to British security. Reports suggest that GCHQ, the nerve centre of our intelligence services, uses this location to monitor key communications. Giving up control of these islands risks more than just money. It risks our ability to protect ourselves. The question is simple. Why won't Starmer walk away? With Donald Trump returning to office in January, there's a perfect excuse to hit the pause button. The new Mauritian government has already changed the terms of the deal, and Trump is unlikely to support such a massive financial burden on his own allies. Starmer could save face and billions of pounds by backing out now. But will he? Or is this just another example of Labour's willingness to prioritise global optics and virtue signalling over domestic needs? Let me leave you with this thought. At a time when our own citizens are struggling to make ends meet, Labour is considering handing over billions of pounds for a deal that weakens our security, strains our alliances, and does nothing for the British people. If Keir Starmer truly cared about this country, he would stop this madness. He would reject the ICJ's toothless ruling, stand up to Mauritius, and protect not just our finances but our future. This isn't just about one deal or one territory. It's about priorities. And right now, Labour's priorities are clear. They lie anywhere but here at home. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. See you on the next one.